All right. Okay. I'm having to do a lot of monitoring. Monitoring. Hold on. Before I even get started, I gotta send my shit literally everywhere. Oh my god, it's a baby. Oh my god, it's a kitty. I love kittens. Uh, I love kittens. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and post this pretty much everywhere. Have people listen to it and whatnot. I gotta find all the. Okay. Let's see here. We'll put this here since I don't have anywhere else to put it. Put this in here. There we go. So far, so good. Let's put that there. There's literally almost nowhere for me to put where I need to put all my stuff. I'm trying to put all my live streams in like the same spot. That dude looks freaky. There's probably already people here and I'm not even paying attention. I apologize. 1,000 apologies. Good Lord. Give me a minute, guys. Okay, maybe not there. Let me just scroll all the way down into there it is. Stream promo. Oh, I can't post it there. Really? Son of a biscuit. Ugh. Well, I can't post it in there, and I can't post it in there. At least I don't think I can. Let's see here. Shader problems, free shares. Okay. Let's make sure that my microphone's good. So far, so good. Okay. Let's see here. Live streams. Boom. And I gotta post it in Stone Industries because, By the way, Space Engineers, fun game. Fun game. I just I don't really play it very much because the game gives me a fucking aneurysm. It really does. Sadly, man, I can't post it there, can I? I mean, I guess I can. Boom. There we go. I mean, if they don't like it, then they can just take it down, I guess. And I think that should do all of them. Man, I really should do this like way ahead of time, but I don't. But I guess that's just me. Wow, it took me 3 minutes to get all that done. Okay. No, the microphone keeps sliding its thing downwards. Okay, anyway. Look at my notes here. Okay. Welcome to the Amaze Me Gods live stream where we talk about things all AMG related. If you guys have any questions, don't feel free to post it in the comment section. I'm gonna read them anyway, and eventually I'm gonna like make shorts and stuff that'll go over them or whatever have you. So what is a Ceolan? Okay, so a Ceolan is a humanoid type creature. It almost looks indistinguishable from a human, pretty much. What you would see here between you and me? They have hair, they have eyebrows, they have facial hair, they have eyes, they have a bit of a wide nose, a large nose. They have more, I guess, pronounced cheekbones. And besides having a 35% higher calcium deposit in their bones, making their bones extremely dense, extremely heavy as well, and extremely strong. I'm getting off topic. Hold on. So, they're giants, and most Ceolans are 15 to about 22 feet tall. That is the Empire average. There's different kinds of Ceolans as well, much like you would have Germans, Russians, English, French, that kind of thing. But there's only 4 kinds of them. I'll go over that in a moment. Ceolans have a single glowing iris. They don't have pupils. They only have glowing irises. Their sclera is white. And they have a very strict genetic code. I mentioned this in another short of mine that they will only, if a parent, makes a child, 2 parents make a child from the mother or the father, the child will only take genetics from either one of them, never both. I'll talk about mutant types in a minute. Actually, I'll talk about mutant types right now. Fuck it. So there's pure types and mutant types. Mutant types were not discovered until around the Krygon Wars. Dracolante, Cathendra Olante, so on and so forth. The Olante family was one of the biggest major mutant type families out there. There's quite a few other ones. The Miari family, the Oshkosh. Isn't Oshkosh a type of brand of pants? So I gotta change that really quick. No, I'm not. I'm probably gonna get demonetized for that, but whatever. I don't even get monetization. Ceolans are large set creatures. They're giants, 5,000, 6,000 pounds creature. They're big hooches. They've got high tensile ligaments and muscle strands, specifically engineered for their bodies. For as big as they are, they're very agile. Most of them can't swim except for the Acutians. Specific reasoning. And they have a lot of cultural differences compared to humans. What you would see in the Ceolan Empire, you wouldn't see here on Earth. And they age differently than humans do. Now I'm going to use humans as the factor here because unfortunately there's not a whole lot of other races to go off of right now. So Ceolans age like sea turtles. Their longevity is owed to the evolution that they've gone and been gifted with by the Modcam Empire. Yes, the Ceolans are also a laboratory byproduct of the creation of life. They were the second born creatures next to the unbeing. And next to them was humans, and next to them was Dracor, next to them was Wolgar, and so on and so forth. Now we'll go into the types of Ceolans. Oh yeah, don't mind this dinky fucking paper. Look at the little drawing on the back. Big wide nose, accented cheek marks, that kind of thing. Ceolans are, how you say, very visually aesthetic. They are very beautiful to look at. At least what one would consider, a human beautiful. They are Ceolan beautiful. I don't think that there's any quote unquote ugly Ceolans unless they've been forcibly changed. But back to types of Ceolans. Now, we'll go over pure types first, and then we'll go over mutant types. There's quite a big list that I got to go through. So, the types of Ceolans you have, let's start with Acutians. Acutians are wheat-colored hair, tan skin, and yellow-eyed Ceolans. They're much more slender, much more athletic than the other kinds, and they also have less bone density, making them very strong swimmers. Other Ceolans will avoid water because they can tread water and then they can sink. Holding up 6,000 pounds of meat is actually very, very difficult to do. The Acutians like to hang around tropical areas or arid areas or sometimes deserts. They will build their cities into cliff sides, into mountains, and have like beach fronts and all that kind. They prefer the ocean area, the rivers, the lakes, and all that stuff like that. They prefer that because, well, that's just how they are. Acutians are also very much traditionalistic. They prefer to hold on to the things of the past. They believe that it makes them strong warriors, which is not factual. However, they're very racist. You'll see why. Then you have the Brahmin, the highly industrial Ceolan types, much bigger than other Ceolans. They average about 20 to 25 feet tall. They're fairly large creatures. And the Brahmins have white hair, black skin, like black skin, and white eyes. It is said that the reason why they have this is because they've spent most of their generations have spent their time in space, radiation and all that stuff like that. But that's not really the truth. The truth is that that's just how they've made. Being highly industrious creatures, they prefer to mingle themselves amongst equipment of mining and industrialization. They like building. They like doing things with their hands. Excellent craftsmanship for most of their products. They like forge work. They like that heavy duty stuff. And well, they prefer that. And most of their trade and commerce comes from metal mined from asteroids and stuff. I need to move this over here. Okay, hold on. Let me move this over here so I can see what is going on. Levels. There we go. All right. They prefer outer space and they prefer to live on stations. They prefer to live in low gravity environments, which is the reason why they are so big. However, being on planet side is somewhat harmful to them, but they still live in they can still live in gravity environments, but low gravity environments like space stations, asteroid mining rigs, that kind of thing. That's where they do live. It's not uncommon to see a Ceolan, a Brahmin on planet. So, and then you have the Ceolans. The Ceolans are very sturdy, stout folk. They're a lot smaller versus the Acutians. They average about 18 to 19 feet tall. Sometimes 20, 18 to 20 feet tall. There you go. They have black hair, white skin, blue eyes, and they're very serious. They're very set by schedule kind of creatures. They're very organized. Good way to put it. Being serious and contempt with their life. They most of the Ceolan military comes from the Ceolan region, which is where the Ceolans come from. They were the first ones to organize their military force during the Drake Wars. Almost on instinct for them. Almost on instinct. They instinctively want to protect. They instinctively want to fight. All Ceolans are warriors, but Ceolans are fighters. And then we have the unfortunate Kulkar. The Kulkar are highly intelligent, but they're also a lot smaller than the other races. They are around. They're around. Oh God, my. There we go. They're around 14 to 18 feet tall. Relatively small. Much more slim creatures, but they're super intelligent. They owe all of their intelligence to the kind of people that they are. They prefer knowledge over fighting. They prefer to know their enemy versus fighting the enemy. Doesn't mean that you're not going to see a Kolkar in the Ceolan military, of course. They're incredibly intelligent. You're going to see them in there. They have red hair, like fiery red hair, emerald green eyes, and freckled white skin. One can call them gingers. And I say unfortunate because during the Drake War Wars, the Drake War have this demon in their cultural system that has hair of fire and eyes that glow like emeralds. And this demon is like a sign of true omens. And so the Drake War basically massacred every single Kolkar that they ever came across. And it was terrible. They went from a population of just under 9 billion to what, like 150,000. It was terrible. The Kolkar planet commander at the time, Ceolan San, made a mandate. You're gonna love this. Made a mandate that enforced reproduction. Everything that would ever happen, meeting new friends, reproduction. Making a business transaction, reproduction. Going out to find more fruit for your home, reproduction. It became an incredibly prevalent thing in their culture, and now I believe is probably the most prevalent part of their culture, reproduction. In an effort to save their race, they encouraged people to give birth, to have, sex, to do the thing. And that's what they did. And now it's an integral part of their society. Since STDs and infections and shit like that don't exist in the Ceolan people, they can go ham. With consent, of course. Consent is sexy. And now we go on to mutant types. You have the Acutian, Brahmin, Chedian, and Kolkar. But now there's mutant types. Mutant types, there's all different kind of variants. And mutant types are the start of mutant types starts from a family. And this family can start from like the Olantes, the Miaris, the so on and so forth. Specifically, mutant types fall under specific genetics when hold on, let me start from the beginning. Mutant types are the process that is required of the modcam gene in order for things to work. The modcam, they could take both genetic traits from mother and father. Ceolan pure types can't, and they will never. But mutant types can. Mutant types have that genetic trait, that genetic line from the modcam put into their genetic line. There's the White Walkers. There's the Silver Hands. There's the Red Eyes. There's the what the fuck is it? Ocean Blues, Red Eyes, White Walkers. Fuck, I cannot remember all of them. Christ, there are so fucking many of them. There actually is a lot of mutant type families out there. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but here's a couple of them. So we got Red Eye, which is the Olante family. Now I use the Red Eye term very loosely because Cathendra, Kara, Kopthiad, Tassari, Hussari, and Juno are the only ones that had different colored eyes. You have Antil, Kopthiad's fucking son. Drake, of course, he had red eyes. But all of the red eyes stems from Dracolante. And they have no special attributes besides being extremely headstrong people, extremely rebellious people, extremely strong of spirit. Like these are the kind of people that you want at your back when it comes to a combat situation, because for some strange reason they just excel at it. They excel at bloodlust. They excel at fighting. They excel at winning. And that's just part of their being. Mutant types. I need that, actually. I don't know why I threw it over there. The mutant types, they were highly segregated from society for a long time, even before the events of the Kurgan War. Dracolante, he lived his life very much against the ropes, because in the Ceolan Empire, it is very specific in the the Codex of Law that says you are not allowed to breed with another creature, and if you do, your offspring and you and the father or mother is killed, thrown into a gravity pit, and that's that. That is seen as heresy. It's seen as an actual terror. You're not supposed to do that. So when people saw Dracolante, they're like, that dude's a half-breed. That he's not supposed to be in existence. He's not supposed to live. So multiple times, his own people tried to kill him. His own people tried to push him into worse things. Thydron Elixial is no lesser. He is just as evil as pretty much everyone else was. But when the Ceolan Empire started losing the war and Dracolante was winning his war, they were not losing the war because they were losing ground. They were losing the war because of how much they've had to fight. The Drakor Wars only ended about 350 years ago. That's not a long time for a Ceolan. That's a blink of an eye for them. That's being able to make one generation of Ceolans. One generation of Ceolans. That's it. One. And then the Kurgan War started. They were already graying. They were already stagnant. They were already tired of being defeated by the Drakor, and now they had to deal with the Kurgan. So Dracolante winning all of his battles, doing all of the things that he did, he pushed the Empire into finding their warrior spirit again, their motivation, their yearn to protect, their yearn for spirit. They found it because of Dracolante, who was a mutant type, who people looked down upon, who people thought that he was a monster. And then they realized how much Ceolan he actually was, and they followed that. But that's just one example. There's also the example of a complete genocide on the Empire's behalf when it comes to the White Walkers. By the way, there are no more White Walkers anymore. There are no more. There are no more because the Empire was like, you're different. They're like, yeah, and we don't like you. The Empire is very unfortunate. Very unpleasant. Anyway, on to our next subject. Where they live. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. Hot dog. Okay, so Ceolans can live all over the place, but the primary world that Ceolans live on is planet Xaltos. Xaltos. Boom, Xaltos. Xaltos is the cultural homeworld of all Ceolans. All Ceolans came from Xaltos. and since then have spread out amongst the stars. You have planet Dune, you have Amethyst, you have Solus, you have Terminus 5, but nobody really lives there. You have certain Modcam superworlds. You have Exxon 9, you have Boken 9, you have Dingel, you have Jasper, you have Amen, which is no longer around, and a couple of other worlds. There's actually 356 confirmed worlds that the Ceolans live on. And at the time, it was a population of 119 trillion Ceolans. I did the math, and yes, 300 and... Fuck. Let me do the math again, actually. Hold on. La-di-da-di-da. Slurb on me, nerb. Check in with me and do your gerb. Okay, so 119 trillion. That's 100,000 million billion trillion divided by 359. That leaves us with a population per planet of... We're also discounting stations and other artificial living quarters. I guess I should add those in as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. We got 1,331,000,000,000 population per place. Well, not per place, but that's also in accordance with all the rest of the stars, stations, observation posts, actual city crafts. Fuck, I'm actually leaving a lot of factors out here. Okay, well, whatever. 119 trillion Ceolans over the course of several hundreds of places where they could live. And Ceolans are free. They are allowed to live in the confines of the territory, the Ceolan Empire's territories. You have the northern territories and the southern territories. God, I really need like a fucking map here. I don't have any maps or something. Shit. Do I have any free paper on here? Fucking no. But would you guys like to see a gun? Yeah, you would. Check this out. Oops. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Boom. Look at that bitch. It's a early rendition of the Cobalt Mark 39 or 36. I can't remember. Yeah. And a couple of other doodles on there. But I'm not too worried about that. I still need these notes. I don't know why I keep throwing them over there. So, the Empire spanned quite a fair distance. Multiple systems, multiple places, even the emptiness of space. The entirety of the Ceolan Empire lives in a place called the Till Galaxy. There is an actual place that's not too far away from us, actually, that is called the Till Galaxy. Well, it's not actually called the Till Galaxy. It's EDCG 8-44 or something like that, or 36. Whatever. But anyway, it's an actual place that's you have Milky Way Galaxy, the Andromeda Galaxy, Virgo, in the entire Virgo supercluster. The galaxy is just at the other end of it. So it's actually a fair distance away from, the Milky Way Galaxy, but it is within fucking distance. That's for goddamn sure. For Ceolans, it's an easy feat. For humans, at a time, eventually, it becomes an easy feat. So, let's go ahead and talk about how the Empire works. Like I said, Ceolans are free. They are completely free. There are very few rules that are intended to suppress social rights. In fact, there's very few rules at all. There are 10 commandments that are very strictly followed. Do not kill your own kind. Do not breed with another. Do not take which is not yours. Do not harm children or animals unnecessarily. And that's just 5 right there. 4. Service comes to the people of the empire. You are loyal to the empire and the empire first. Or no, empire first. No, is it people first, empire second? And a couple of other ones I can't remember. But anyway, the when the empire was being brought forward as a concept during at the end of the Anthelian period and at the beginning of the first Eon. It's their time scale. It's in star date. Basically, oh, my head, it itches. That made my microphone go down. Is there a way to like not make the thing? I guess so. I guess there's no way to change it. But anyway, what was I saying? Right. When the empire is being formed during the beginning of the first Eon and at the end of the Anthelian period, Ceolans had just started figuring out how to get into long distance travel that was safe, hyperspace travel for them. These hyperdrive engines allowed them to travel in between planets, and they traveled to their first 3 planets, which was Zaltos, Duros, and Dune. Duros had a couple of colonies on it, and Dune only had 1 colony on it, which was on the city of Albatross, which was this tiny little island. The entire planet is flooded. There's almost no land anywhere except for tiny little islands and atolls everywhere. The Empire brought forth the idea of freedom for everyone, that you can have your territory, you can have your land, you can have your bit of heaven. However, you owe your loyalty to the Empire, and that if the Empire asks you of anything, you comply. Pretty simple. And Ceolans are very warrior-esque creatures. They prefer their togetherness. They prefer their cohesion. So this idea was pretty big on them. There were some Ceolans who said, no, we don't want that. They were called separatists. And the loyalists preferred the Empire. And that's how the Civil War began. It was very short-lived. Because I'm not fucking breathing. Oh, God. With the Empire, the way that it worked, it eventually started creating its laws slowly but surely. However, the Empire is one thing. It is one banner. Every region, the Acution region, Baranin region, Chetrulan region, and the Kulkar region, all of them had their own planet commanders. Planet commanders are the highest possible echelon of power. Think of them as dictators. They have all power. They have all power. That means that they can walk into your home, sit down on your couch, and watch your TV if they want, and you can't say anything about it. Or, they can conscript your child, and you can't say anything about it. Sure, it's going to suck, but you can't say anything about it. However, because of the nature of Ceolans, the innate nature of Ceolans, they do not want to harm one another. They do not want to oppress one another. Very rarely do you come across Ceolans, and yes, there have been bad, tyrannical planet commanders who went corrupt with power. That does happen. They are not super perfect creatures. They are prone to corruption just as much as any other creature is. The planet commanders are the highest possible echelon of power, and they can do whatever. Well, each of them owe their loyalty to the Empire, and the Empire is an idea. It is greatness. It's where is Germany? It is here. Where is Russia? It is here. Where is the Ceolan Empire? It is here. Anyway, now to talk about social shit. This is the fun part. Not so Ceolans as a culture and as a species and as a society and as a civilization, they prefer individual responsibility over all. They do not want to be taken care of. If they can work, they will, and they will work themselves until death. They will. Ceolans, when the empire was formed, they realized that they had to do everything themselves. However, the empire provides the certain means for them to be able to do everything themselves. For example, fuel rods. Fuel rods weren't really a thing until in between the Drake War Wars. Basically, you take two blue sail crystals, you clap them together, and you put them inside of a vortex chamber, and then you clap them together because you don't want all that energy going out everywhere very quickly, very fast, explosively, because that would be very bad. And you have them clap together and you siphon it inside of a chamber and you go into a condenser and all of that energy gets condensed into a fuel rod. And this fuel rod is highly, like, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Highly coiled. It's super, super coiled bits of energy that have just been condensed and condensed and condensed and condensed and condensed and condensed magnetically into this, like, physical, from thermal and light, it turns into this physical beam. Actually, I wouldn't recommend touching it because it'll burn your hand right the fuck off before you even get anywhere close to it. You have to handle it with anti-grav technology, and then you have to install it in your house, and then it naturally decays over time, and the house, processes the sump systems and shit like that, and it goes through a power sump, and it slows it down so that it can be usable energy that can provide power to the rest of your house. Well, guess what? That is the responsibility of the individual themselves. They have to go out and they have to go mining for blue sail crystals. They have to go out and they have to go to the station and they have to ask the engineers, put this together, and they have to go make their own fuel rods. They have stations very specific for this. The Empire provides this for them. They do all their own hunting. They do their own clothing gathering. They do their own marketing. They do their own everything. Everything is managed by the people. Everything. And it is their responsibility to stay alive. Medicine is a different thing. Medical care is completely free as well. Everything is, for lack of better terms, free, because why do you need to pay for it? Anyway, like I said, Ceolans are fundamentally different from humans, and what works here doesn't work over there. Conversely, what works over there might not work here. And that's just the way things are. There's a lot of stuff that I could cover, highly controversial stuff that would be highly controversial here as well. And I think I will, but I mean, maybe I won't. I don't know. But anyway, Ceolans are very peaceful. They're a warrior people. They like fighting, and they will fight if they need to, but they're very peaceful. They like their day-to-day activities. They like going to the farm. They like plucking the crops. They like getting trade deals done. They like mining for resources by themselves. They like traveling the world. They like adventuring. They like going places. Being the social creatures they are, that's just what they do. And that's just how it works over there. And it works. It does. And the Empire provides. The Empire protects. Well, unfortunately, that's pretty much all I've got on my notes here. So I'm going to show you some art. Oh, nice. Here we go. The Protagonist Michael. What a fucking legend. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that detail. Okay. And then we've got portal, a gate actually, just from the perspective of the ground. This is the portal, and this is the other side of the portal. It's all dusty and broken. Look at that. I like drawing mod cam gates. It's very fun. It's requires a bit of imagination. Here's the Dracor. The Dracor are, I'll just show you. They're basically dragons. Basically dragons. They actually, let me tell you a little bit about this before I close the stream. So the Dracor are what is called reptoids. They are humanoid. They are humanoid, but they're also called reptoids. Reptoids are, well, you guessed it, giant reptiles. And the only other classification that can be found about them is that they're very, very rare. This particular class of reptoids can breathe elements like fire, light, darkness, sound, water, if you will. And they can do pretty much anything underneath the sun. They can even breathe liquid magma. Liquid magma. Fuck. Even fuck you want to call it? Even jewels or gems, if you will. Ew. Kragon firearms. Look at this. They're bugs, by the way. Well, not really bugs. They're more like biomechanical creatures that attach themselves to the frames of the weapons before they're installed inside of the Kragon chamber, and they're biocoded to their specific Kragon. So no other creature can use it except the Kragon that it grew with. Biocoded. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Here's some shit about the Kragon Legion. I'm pretty sure I've shown this before, but this is stuff that goes on inside of a chamber, inside of a nest. Sorry, inside of a nest. The Kragon is immediately ready upon leaving the chamber. They're ready to go. They are already fucking. They are. Something just disconnected. I don't know what it was. You have your steward spores. And by the way, when I mean spores, spores are actually an entire separate race that sided with the Kragon. And the Kragon, you guessed it, those are also reptoids. I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird that the Dracor, which are reptoids, and the Kragon, which are also reptoids, but the Dracor think they are sub creatures. You know, they find them to be like either related or something like that. But the Dracor say, no, they're not related to us. They're not related to us at all. Subjectively, of course. A bandit. No. Hold on, I got something right here. Oh yeah, the Kragon Wars was terrible, and I know I say this a lot, but it really was terrible. The Kragon Wars was very costly. It was very unfortunate, very sickly, because there was so many more Kragon per Chedian or per Ceolan. There wasn't a lot of Ceolans to go around when it came around to the fight. Mostly because the Dracor almost annihilated the entire race. Not almost, and not the entire race, but they got pretty damn close. They got pretty close to the Zaltos, planet Zaltos, and shit like that, and they didn't get too close. Here's Cara Olante. Actually, this is the child of Dracolante and Cathedra Olante. Yeah, you can see that she doesn't have any legs anymore. That's because of some dastardly ass humans who invaded Zaltos, and I can't talk about it on YouTube. Actually, I knew that the Amaze Me God series was not okay for YouTube. God damn, I'm switching over to something else. Anyway, actually, I want to talk about these weapons here, right here. Now, that is an illegally modified weapon called the Onyx Black. The Onyx Black was Dracolante's sidearm. It was his personal sword, his officer's blade. They're called dynamo swords. Um, the dynamo blade, it it's a new weapon. It was highly experimental. It wasn't reliable to the most part. But Dracolante made it reliable. He made some edits to it, which made it far more lethal. You see, how it works is you have your handle here. You have your handle here, right? Your handle contains the entire fusion chamber. And you have your crossguard, and this spine that goes up the entire back of the weapon. And this spine is a series of magnetic folding plates, ICPFs, ICFCs, um, and whole magnetic coils that go up along the entire spine. And they guide this beam of plasma. It starts out like, have you ever seen Shin Godzilla? How it starts out as this ginormous plume of smoke and fire, just completely obliterates everything. Well, the sword starts out as this giant gout of blue fire, belching black smoke. And eventually, as the weapon narrows itself down, the magnetic coils spin this ionized area that turns the plasma in on itself, so that there's two jets that come out of it, and these two jets eventually narrow out until they're nothing but a straight beam plus voice crack, a straight beam of plasma, and then it starts arcing it against itself so that the beams are just touching, creating this very, 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 very sharp blade. Very, very sharp blade. And, well, the Dynamo sword can pretty much cut through just about anything within reason. It can't cut through Indelium. It can't cut through Max Light. It can't cut through high tensile, like super dense metal like lead, or it can cut through lead. It like tungsten. It can't cut through tungsten. That's very, very difficult for that thing to do. But it'll carve through flesh easy. And since the Kurgan didn't wear too much in forms of armor, it was very easy to cut them down. Dracolante's Onyx Black. My back. Dracolante's Onyx Black was always by his side. It never left him. It was used quite frequently as well. Eventually, after he dies, it gets turned over to Kara Olante, and Kara took her mother's swordsmanship with her. She is a lethal fucking swordsman. I will tell you that right now. Lethal. When the Human Wars invaded and all that, when the Human Wars happened, the second human invasion of Zaltos, the humans dropped 14 nukes on the city of Zaltos. It was bad. I think that's an understatement. It was pretty fucking bad. I can't talk about it. Man, because it's really bad. You'll just have to read the story, I guess. Well, anyway, I'm running out of shit to talk about, so for now, I'm gonna end the stream. Oh, look at that, just under an hour. So I'll leave you guys to it. If you like my content, go ahead and Subscribe, like, subscribe. Is there like an order to this? I don't think there's an order to this. Is there an order to this? I don't know. Well, anyway, peace and love on your ventures, and please make sure to drink some water and eat a good meal today. And watch more of my videos. And once again, I got to do my my thing at the end of the video. I'm still trying to get like regular videos, and I am a narrator, so I will talk about the stories of Amaze Me Gods that I've written, and I will put little animations to them. But unfortunately, I do not have a video editing software for me to do it. Right now, I've got my eyes set on the fuck is it called? Movavi Video Editor Plus 2. Unfortunately, that requires a subscription of $54 every year, I think. And it's pretty okay. And I gotta say, I kind of like it, but I don't have the money to be able to do it. And so I ask for your assistance just a little bit. Any bit helps, so that I can get my subscription for that and keep it going as well. And I've also got a lot of other stuff planned for the rest of the channel as well. Like I'm going to be bringing in voice actors to do voicing lines of the stories and stuff. But once again, I need money. And God, it just sounds like I'm begging it. I don't like to beg. I really don't. Help if you want to. You don't have to, because I'm still going to keep doing this either way. Just slowly but surely, I'm going to be accruing the money to be able to get actual 10-minute long videos that are more suitable to listen to versus shorts and live streams, because people got shit to do, you know? But I do have a lot of interesting content for the Amaze Me Gods universe. I've also got a couple of other universes I got to talk about. I've got stories. I'm not actually tired, I promise you. But yeah, no, just TLDR. I am once again asking for your financial help. But yeah, I'm gonna be heading out. By the way, I'm sure you guys have been seeing this in the corner of my video. This is Richard. He is my microphone companion. He's so cute. It's a little Luna moth. It's a little sweet. I love this thing. It's so cute. I love moths. Shut the fuck up, you damn fan! Ah! Anyway, I'm heading off. There we go. All right, guys. I am now heading off. Peace and love on your ventures. Don't do anything too stupid. I can't say the rest of the stuff. God. YouTube. Why you cuck me? All right, I'm off.